Okay, 2007, good luck. That should be green there. Just gone green now. Only 69 games for my opponent, so could be a little bit underrated because the rating's already risen well above the 1500 start rating. So we'll just play the normal carrow. Okay, you can pretty much pre-move d5 in a carrow if you want to, but it is rapid, no need to. Okay, the pawn is the correct move. Sometimes I go with the queen just to get out of the more standard theory early on. Otherwise, we're just going to try and castle. Probably bishop up, pawn up, bishop up and castle, something like that. Just creates a temporary threat to grab a pawn, but not really a threat. Again, we're going to end up being driven back, I would imagine, at some point. Bishop down, so go here instead of here. Oh, it does take, okay. So we have the bishop pair. Might not be able to keep it, but we have it for now. So rook across or rook across, depends how we're going to try and push these pawns. Yeah, I could do this first and try and work on this side. Oh, I thought I could go there, rook across, but I just lose my knight, so that's no good. What about just rook across first? He wants to do this, I imagine. I could play queen up, I could play knight out wide. I'm actually going to play rook across, threatening to push the pawn. If he comes here, I think I can take and threaten to capture. Or if he comes here, maybe I can even just capture immediately. But I'm threatening to play b5 and just advance my pawns up the board. Yeah, queen comes forward, so can I actually do that anywhere? Go here. If bishop takes, simply push up and the bishop's in a pin. I don't see what's wrong with that. Knight comes in, I just take. I think b5. I'm just going to do it. I'm threatening to go a6 or a5 and just try and push forward. I've got knight in with tempo on the queen and I can then plant the knight here and take in over. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily gaining any advantage, but it feels okay. Yeah, pawn forward. So it's just, do I go up 1 or 2? Or do I bring the knight across with tempo? I'm leaning actually towards bringing the knight across. So I don't think white would take. Then I can always bring the knight to d6 as well. But I could go here with a view to push while the knight supports a push. But here you can take with tempo the knight. So I'm going to go here and try and bring the knight in. Obviously, if queen back, I've maybe got bishop back. There will be a threat to the pawn. So I think bishop back. And now I can hopefully get that bishop off the board, and then white's bishops are gone. Then the idea might be just to bring knight here and bring it in towards the center of the board. Again, get the cursor off the board so there's no accidental slips. Take. Now white does have a pawn that can march down at some point. Could be irritating. Now I think we just bring knight across. If you take, I just take with my pawn, bring it into the center. So I don't think white will do that. So I'm more likely to head to d6. Or maybe just try and push this pawn now. It could be better just going up 1 and just keeping these. Oh, has done. Ooh, that's a bit of a surprise. I did not expect that. Potential to try and attack now, or even go here, trade the queens off and then stack the rooks. Yeah, anticipates that, but queen up might be still a sensible move. To go here, take, rook takes. Okay, the knight can come back and kick the rook, but... Actually, what about queen up? I guess the knight can still come in any event. I'm just thinking of keeping an eye on this pawn so you can't push this one anywhere. I'm going to go here just to create the potential threat of queening with a view to trading the queens, but I guess the queen can simply ignore it and move away and there's no actual threat, so I might need to double the rooks up. Knight in I'll probably trade, but yeah, knight heads off that straight away. I could go bishop in actually and just harass that knight, that seems sensible. I don't want to repeat though if a knight comes back. So I'm going to go here for now with a view to triple stacking. Pawn up I think I'm okay to take. If queen takes I'm very happy to trade the queen. If rook takes I can step out the way. But then we might have issues. Oh, it's done it. But this pawn might get weak for this one now. I think that's a mistake by white. I might be proven wrong, but I think it is. So obviously I have to step back here. But now there's a backward pawn or two of them to aim at. If I come back here, I'm threatening to grab a pawn. So you actually kicked me into a threat. And rook across is very natural to pressure the pawn as well. Okay, so knight down might be an idea. So rook across, knight down, bishop down. And I don't see anything particularly good there. So I'm going to go here with an idea for bishop down, just to kick the knight if it comes in. Otherwise, it's just a basic simple threat. 2 attack, 1 defend. Just clear the marking. Just click on any square and it clears all the markings. Get the cursor off the board. For rook c1, I think I've got bishop g5 attacking the rook. Maybe you can just play knight back to d2. Maybe. We've got a bit of time this game now. We're up on the clock. Knight here I potentially can go. Actually not. Rook there first here. Then knight here. It's double attack, double defended. If I take, it's still double attack, double defended. White might be holding on there. I guess I could throw a bishop in here first and try and push this pawn forward. The further it comes, the harder it might be to defend, but we've got a few minutes this game. We might be able to try and throw this pawn up the board at some point. Oh, has indeed played knight forward. Now I thought I could just play bishop here, simply threatening to collect the knight. I'm hitting the pawn as well if the knight moves. Knight down I can simply take here. Knight there I can at least collect this one. Okay, I'm going to play that. That's what I was already previously calculating. Have I just blundered though? Ooh, that's the move. I can go here, can't I? But if you give up the rook for the bishop, then I'm definitely going to be better. I don't think I can sack the queen for rook and knight. No, that wouldn't be on anywhere. So queen down if rook down. And I'm still threatening to collect the knight. Maybe you can get away with rook down then take the pawn actually. I might have moved a little bit quick there. Yeah, that's what he's gone for. So I think I need to come here. If you take, I take, take. I take with the rook. I think I'm fine. Could be a little bit dangerous. My alternative is to go here, but I'll lose my bishop, so that's no good. I go here. I've got no threat whatsoever, so I'm going to go here. If here, I can then maybe come either square. If takes, I'm going to take. Take. I think I should take. I've just got to watch out for some sort of queen down threatening a back rank pin, but I think I can step out the way. But there might be threats to my pawns here. This might not be... The opponent might have worked something out here. I might have played a bit too quickly there. I've got, what, nearly 4 minutes on the clock. I need to slow down and use my time here. Knight's come across. Okay. So I can at least grab a pawn. Is there any other threat to me? I don't see it right now. So is the idea just to get a move like queen down to then pin and force everything off the board? But if I take white's outside pawn, it's relatively risk-free for me then, I think. So is there an idea for white to get this? I don't see it in one move. I'm going to grab the pawn because I don't see the immediate knockout blow. There might be one, I'm just not seeing it. I think I can even come all the way back or to d6 and try and get the queen active. I got d6 and the knight's dominated, then queen to f6. Feels a little bit scary for white. But he might have been working out some really good plan there. I might have, like I say, played this a bit too quickly. Might just grab the pawn. Then I think bishop to d6 feels good. Maybe even queen to b6 to hit the rook and the knight. Actually, yeah, queen, rook takes pawn, queen to b6. Attacks them both, but I'll have to just stop and think. Whatever my opponent does, I need to stop and think this next move. Obviously, the one thing I don't want is to blunder some sort of a crash through here and my king just defenses collapse. Yeah, queen's come forward, so might be actually just looking at this, but I thought I could just go back to d6 anyway. Not so worried about this, but if I get adventurous, then queen down, I've got rook here, and I think I'm fine. I don't think I've got any other move particularly here anyway. I'm covering this for now. I expect takes here, followed by queen down. So I'm hoping I can activate my queen, create a checkmate threat, and I've got the saving move, I hope, of rook to f8. The queen here creates a mate in one threat. That queen here would as well. Yeah, we've got time, like I said, we've got time this game. That's what my opponent's done. So queen down must be the threat, but queen here is an immediate mate in one threat. Now, I could go here as well, but I don't see that I'm really gaining anything apart from pressure on the pawn. There is still a mate in one threat. So queen here, I'm hitting the pawn and this. You can't move your knight without losing your rook. So queen here, you can't come forward, it's checkmate. So here, what can white then do? You can't move your knight, you simply lose your rook. If you move your rook, how do you move it? If you go forward, I just take it. If you come across here, it's still a mate in one threat. So queen here actually may be a good move, because we have a double threat. I don't see how you guard your pawn and here. And as long as I can play rook here, my king's safe. So that might be better than going here. If I go here, there's just one direct threat and that's it. So I'm looking at this, but am I blundering something? Queen can't go there. Queen can drop back and I simply take a pawn. I'm going to go here, create the checkmate threat and hit the pawn, and hope I'm not blundering something. But you don't have a move like rook takes now, because I simply go queen and it's checkmate. Well, I mean, you can technically block, but it'll be, say, like a mate in 2 rather than a mate in 1. Yeah, he's moved forward, but I thought I can just collect a pawn now. If queen down, I think I can go here. And I think I'm solid. I don't think I take with the rook. I don't think I check. I don't think I sack the bishop first. Hold on, bishop takes, pawn takes. Then rook takes. Can you still defend that? Or queen check, king up, then rook takes. That's interesting. Take, take, check. You can't really block with a queen. The king's got to step up somewhere or other. Then rook takes. You get tempo on the queen and you're threatening mate, but you've given up a piece. Queen or rook check king here, and it feels safe, doesn't it? It feels winning. The sensible move, though, is just to simply take a pawn. If you go here, rook across. But I've got no other extra knockout threat, so what about just taking then? Should I risk it? But I could be throwing the game away. Of course, you don't have to take. You could play the queen straight down. I have to then go here. Yeah, no, it's too risky. I'm going to grab the pawn, then rook across. Now I need to do something with my bishop here. I can't go there. I might have to sack anyway and collect all the pawns for my bishop. And then my opponent's got 30 seconds to checkmate me or they'll lose the game. Yeah, I don't think that bishop sack was actually a move, but I'll look at that after the game. But I think I can sack the bishop now, collect all the pawns, throw a load of checks in, and just run the clock down. Yeah, that kind of drives me into it anyway, doesn't it? So I'm going to do it and take. Now if I can get a check here, which I can, the rook is still actually covered, so I'm going to take this one. I should get all of the pawns, so I'll take this one. Now I'll check here and collect this one as well. And we get a very good win. Excellent.